What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction. So Judge Greg Mathis got caught at the airport by TMZ. And I question a lot of these being caught at the airport, being caught at the whatever by TMZ with a lot of these interactions, especially with Greg Mathis and him going into as much detail as he did. Although, no, it was not a sit-down interview. It wasn't hour. But I feel like a lot of those things are set up by the people that they're being caught by. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, he's basically like, yeah, I'm going to get my wife back. I want to play what he had to say, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it because honestly, I have a lot of thoughts about this, but I'm just going to go into what I think briefly. And I really want to know what you guys think because they were married for 39 years. And even though myself, I've been married for a lot of years as well. I'm not one of those people that believes that just because you've been married to somebody for a long time, you have to make it work. You have to make it stick. You have to not waste those years or whatever. Because if somebody did you wrong, if somebody violated you in, one way or another, or a multitude of ways, I don't care how long you've been married. I don't care if you've been married for 55 years. You only have one life to live, but let's just go ahead and get into this.
Hey, Judge Mathis, how are you today, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask...
I'm not good, rather. It's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say to other men, maybe I'll be an example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how me at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your life.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back in July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in L.A., I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road, doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now or able to maintain a friendship?
Oh, yeah. We're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that, though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process. But I'm changing in hopes that she will. I'm going to get my wife back. How about that? Absolutely. I just wanted to eliminate all the rumors, too, that it's something about a baby or even me molesting a child. It's none of that. I've just told you what it is.
There were also, kind of some rumors of any infidelity. Did you want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
Well, neglect can create suspicion, certainly. And if you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You go to work, you go serving the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country. You go to other events except without your wife hanging with you and enjoying herself with you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
But there was none of that going on.
That's not the purpose. That's not the reason for this.
All right, so he said they're still living in the same home. He says they're maintaining a friendship. Those are his words, not hers. Of course, she's the one that filed for divorce. And I don't know what is the size of their home, but I definitely wouldn't see it as an unusual thing for them to still be living together. We know, and especially in this day and age, that's happening with people who don't even really have it like that. But they don't have the means to go and get another place to stay. They don't have any other person to go and stay with. It's different if it's like a violent situation. You got to do what you got to do. But that's not uncommon. But the way I feel is if somebody's violated me, I can't stand them or whatever. I really don't care if the house is 15,000 square feet. It's just not big enough for me to stay in the place with them. But I'm not in that situation, so I can't say what they shouldn't do or couldn't do. But listen, the infidelity thing, him working a lot, traveling, going to sporting events with friends and traveling and whatever, she would have the right to be suspicious that he had been unfaithful, but that has not been the case. And I know there's this thought that all men cheat. That's actually not true. Just like all women are not whores. I don't believe all men cheat. I don't. But I also don't believe that just because he's traveling, she would just, assume or be suspicious of him sleeping around if he did not give her the reasons to believe that that's something that he was doing. So 39 years, I don't believe that this woman was married to him 39 years, knew him longer than that, and she just got tired of being put on the back burner to work and to going to sporting events with friends. It, in my personal opinion, was because of either another woman or other women. Not just because he was too busy to spend more time with her. Because honestly, and I'm just being real, guys. That's all I'm just doing is being beautifully honest. When you get to the point when you've been with somebody for so long, you actually like the space, because that term absence makes the heart grow fonder. You don't want somebody up underneath you all of the time. So when you come together, then the time can be enjoyable. But if I'm around you all of the time, that can be annoying. And so I don't believe that she just decided that she was tired of being married to him because he was putting work and going to sporting events and hanging out with his buddies. He's just trying to make it seem like, we would go to the games. We would go golfing. We would, we would go to, he's making it sound like they weren't doing debaucherous things like going to strip clubs and, and screwing around with younger women. That's what I personally believe was going on. And it probably was going on for quite some time. And she threatened to leave on a number of occasions, and he somehow got her to not move forward. And finally, this time, she was like, you know what? Freak this. Enough is enough. I don't care how long I've been knowing you and how long I've been married to you. I am tired of this. And sometimes we get caught up in the way a song sounds that we don't really listen to the words or the meaning behind the song. Because when I listen to a song like Let's Stay Together by Al Green, a lot of people feel like, oh, it's so romantic. But trust and believe, the lyrics of that song and the meaning behind it has a lot to do with a man who wasn't doing right by his lady, by his wife. But it's because we've been together all these years. Let's not throw it away. Let's stay together. Okay. And I think about Greg Mathis and his wife when I hear or think about that song. Let's stay together, whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Like, hell no. Now, we go through things in life, and that's what I think people fail to realize, remember, or even consider. If you choose to be in a relationship with somebody and you take it to the ultimate where you're going to commit to a marriage, which marriage, yes, it is a legal thing. But honestly, I think it's an important thing if you're going to be with somebody in a relationship for a long time, because God forbid something happens to either one of you, death or maybe not even death, but other things happen health-wise. You have to make decisions. And if you're not married legally, you don't have any rights. So I'll be damned if I'm going to be with somebody for all these years. We're just living together. working, doing the things that we're doing financially, and then God forbid something happens, and I've been together with you all these years, and then somebody in his family, quote unquote, can come in, swoop in, and take everything. And it's like, no, but it's like, well, you didn't go through the ultimate commitment, and common law marriage isn't a real thing in most states, if even at all anymore. But I digress. This isn't about that, but I'm just basically saying we go through things in life, but we shouldn't go through stuff when it's like you're treating me horribly, I'm treating you horribly, and then we decide to just work it out, stick together, and stay together. But no, things go on in life, and you choosing to be with somebody as a partner in a marriage, let's fight together to win in these bad situations that happen in life, not because you're treating me bad or I'm treating you bad. So that stuff about whether times are good or bad, happy or sad, okay, yeah, in life, but not you giving me the bad times, not you bringing me down, not you cheating on me, putting possibly my life at risk, because I also think that that's something that people do not consider, and they are so reckless with it. You're sleeping around with all these people. You're putting that other person's life in danger. Because don't tell me you're having safe sex, and the so-called safe sex ain't 100%. So no, you don't know what this other person has. You're being reckless. And then what if this person has herpes or gonorrhea or some other thing? Like, didn't they say there's like a bunch of new STDs that have come out? Listen, thankfully, that's not my world. I'm not, involved in that stuff, but you hear the stories. And people are just being reckless with their dick and whatever. And, women too. I'm not just saying it's men. No, don't tell me you're being safe. You're being reckless. You're not being considerate. You're just thinking about you and your so-called needs. And so I don't believe that he was just neglecting her due to work and putting his friends and fun first. Yeah, the fun. Yeah, it probably was fun for him, but I don't think that the fun is the way he's trying to paint the picture. Is he's just been going to golfing events and going to the Masters, going to the World Series, going to the, whatever for football, the Super Bowl, going to whatever for basketball, the whatever. I don't watch all that. But anyway, I digress. He said he's going to win his wife back, but we shall see. We'll see if she makes it official or she decides to call it off. Anything is possible, guys. Just because someone files does not mean that the divorce is actually going to come to the final step. So we'll just watch. And as more news comes out, we'll talk about it. But until then, I would really love to know what you guys think about it. So let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.